it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful empowered harmonizers. And we're zooming in and focusing in a little bit more in depth on today's topic, and that is understanding covert narcissist relationships. Understanding the dynamic with this personality type. How not to get bored, how not to get frazzled, how not to get stiff and rigid when it comes to detaching and moving beyond this type of relationship. I find that a lot of viewers get send me messages and get stuck in that where they feel very held back because of a trauma bond in the covert narcissist relationship. Realize the covert narcissist can be very stifling and very abusive, not so much in the physical sense where they maim, hit, hurt, or something of that nature, but it can be comorbid and combined with other things like alcoholism, which kind of cause them to be in their own world and not really be there to interact with, guide you, love you, give you attention and such. But we're really looking more within and really sort of beyond what you see on the surface to understand what's going on with the covert narcissist. Underneath it all, what's inside. Deep within that person is a need to be loved. They will cherish others, they will want to be with others, but they're not able to really give a commitment to others the way that they need to be committed to. They just fall short. They're not able to communicate or express certain things. It's almost like a forbidden place. It's a place that they can't go to emotionally, psychologically, or spiritually. It's just they have a very hands-off, sort of eyes-off, detached way of relating to people. And the covert narcissist will use this to their advantage. They'll use this to just sort of siphon themselves off away, pull themselves away and withdraw emotionally, and be very withholding to others in either romantic, familial, or organizational work relationships. And it's this withholding which a lot of people, they don't want to live bottled up. So it's very difficult to understand why would they do this. A lot of people want to be expressive. They want to go to a party. They just want to talk. They want to be able to give a hug, give a kiss, give a pat on the back, slip on the rump, whatever. It's just they want to be expressive. The shy people, they will be there and they'll be just more observers, but it's more that they're just timid and shy. They're not trying to exploit or use others. Now, the covert narcissist is sensitized in a different way, where they just don't really open up because they don't feel they don't need to, they don't want to. It's against what's important to them. They don't want to waste their breath. So there's this really sort of feeling that they are not supposed to. They don't want to waste their energy. They don't want to go there. There's a selfishness that's very, very sort of sly in that they are very adept and good at this. They feel very righteous, and it's the entitlement that then sort of opens up and rears its head, which is hurtful to others because they learn that this person who they see is not really who they are. In other words, there's a pretense or pretentiousness about them. And pretentiousness, is a big hurt. That is the big hurt. The pretentiousness that comes where they're always, appearing to be one way and they are actually another. But remember, deep inside, that person is someone who wants to be loved, so they can really soak it up very well. The covert narcissist can soak up a lot of people's energy, but yet you'll find that they don't have a lot of those outgoing relationships. If they do, they're very reserved, and they're very restricted though to who the people who they will give their love and attention to. So why is the withholding? Why do they do this? It is their personality structure. It's how they belong. They feel that this is once again, as I mentioned in another video, they don't feel it's their role to give, guide, or love in a specific way. They feel that they have a very strong boundary within them that they enforce. And to them, there's nothing that they've done wrong. when they are sort of neglectful in this way. And yet it can really dampen your spirit. It can hurt a lot. It can make you feel like you deserve better. And why? But the thing is, you can't pull it out of them. You can't pull them away from their selfishness. It's just how they are. You have to give it to them. If you keep trying to demand more, you're only kind of causing yourself this grief. And grief in relationships is a crucial stage for you to go through. Going through the stages of grief, feeling angry, feeling in denial. This, shouldn't be happening. And you're always reflecting back on what they're good at, what they're capable of, And that might be a struggle if you're still tossing and turning on these topics and still trying to change them. So, you cannot, it's the old adage, you can't change people. You cannot change this person. You can understand them. And understanding is crucial. You're able to just understand who they are and then what they can and cannot be to you in this existence, in this world, in this life. You might think you're a superpower and you're going to change them and you want to stick around and maybe you've broken up the relationship or you're about to leave and you're going to give them one last chance to redeem themselves. Don't try to make them the redeemer. Put the power back in your put the ball back in your court and then work on yourself, because the doubt the doubt will run its course, but it'll take a long time if you continue to keep them in your minds, or keep them around in your life. I'm always trying to see them on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or wherever it is that they're at, and trying to keep up with them. Look at the time you spend, and this is a very good tool that I recommend to a lot of clients who I've worked with, is when things get so exasperating, when you're in a lot of ruminating, about them, or you're feeling depressed. Take a look at a timer. Actually get a timer, and then and look at and begin to limit the amount of time that you ruminate and feel less than. Say, okay, I'm going to indulge myself and I'm going to feel miserable for 10 minutes. I'm going to feel miserable for 10 minutes every hour today. So I can go through all day feeling miserable. But for the balance of the hour, I'm going to do something productive. And you can break it up into those segments. Give yourself, how much time do you need to feel miserable? Is it half an hour out of every hour today? Is it 45 minutes? How do you want to understand this? I highly recommend, it's just like also anger or sadness. If you have a lot of sadness, then say, I'm going to cry and pout for 10 minutes. It's almost like, a child, but then after that, we're going to carry on with the day, with the next hour. For the next, beginning 10 minutes of that hour, you might need to take a break from feeling okay and feeling the self-doubt and feeling miserable, and you can indulge yourself. But even this awareness gives you an idea that you have control over your emotions. Yes, you can. You can do it. You can pick yourself up out of the slump. It doesn't have to be a slump that goes on for years. You can break the cycle. But you need to get tools like this that will help to eliminate the self-doubt and get you energetically better, energetically stronger. Getting away from the withdrawal, the neglect, that puts you in a downward spiral or a downward momentum. It's a way to break that. And some people might be very impressed, with the amount of energy that they have through just this tool of using a timer to look at how low, you've allowed yourself to feel low and depressed and sort of still ruminating on this individual or the trauma bond. Give yourself some limits. And then give yourself some limits then on the positive. Say, you know what, I'm going to use this timer. I'm going to do something positive for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Even if it's straightening something up, even if it's just doing some stretching, even if it's, getting a recovery gift for yourself in 10 minutes, doing something that is giving you, your subconscious mind, the positive, that you are self-regulating, that you are in control, and that you can grow and become balanced, normalized, harmonized, beyond the trauma bond. You can get yourself into a new perspective, a new life outlook. In surrounding yourself with the people, places, situations, and things that help to cultivate that. It's developing your own culture. And, and not being afraid, because in the beginning you might feel very lonely. It might feel like you're isolated. But if you're constantly feeling isolated or down or endangered, then that is the problem. I don't want you to isolate. I want you to be able to then carry on and go with people, places, situations, and things with the new feeling, the new you, that is not plagued by that self-doubt. So the timer is a good way for you to energetically sort of, as I say, resensitize yourself and get some changes going over your physiology. And then the neuroplasticity begins to work with it too. Your I am becomes stronger. And you really do need to commit and say, I am doing this. I am doing this. I am on this now. And get going on those things in learning what your needs are, and saying, I need to have downtime, or I need a cat nap, and then indulge in that, or I need time to explore music. I need time to explore sports. I need time to explore building things. I need time to explore other religions. Begin to open up your mind and visualize yourself then carrying through on these interests, and you'll be able to get more attuned to your own needs and say, I can do this, and I can maintain it. The backward slump that I hear a lot of viewers say is that they get some momentum going forward and then they fall back. Well, keep that momentum going forward. Keep it so that it sticks. Keep it so that it's okay, and you'll be so liberated. But liberated is oftentimes a feeling that those individuals who have been trauma bonded or neglected by these people, they're so afraid of being liberated. They're so afraid of expanding. They're so afraid of seeing more in life because they're afraid it's going to be jeopardized, or someone's going to make fun of them, or they're going to get hurt again. So recognize the give and take of emotions, positive and negative, push and pull within yourself when you try to make these leaps and bounds. The covert narcissist, is that way, and that is their reason. That is who they are. And so recognizing that, and then letting them go, and realize that if you come up against them, if it's going to detract from your best interest, then it's best that you limit that and you begin to curtail that, or maybe you need to divorce, or maybe you need to leave, or maybe you need to move. This is not a healthy relationship, especially if they have, pathological lying, or they're very good at hiding things. One thing you will find in each case is different. We're just kind of getting a feel for all your experiences out there. But there are some covert narcissists who are adept at hiding things. I mean, they got things in the basement. They got things in their office. They got, contacts, websites, drinking in the basement. There's a lot of covert narcissists who have comorbidity and who are doing other withdrawal activities. Drinking in the basement, drinking in the garage. In their office, they've got a flask in their bedroom. I mean, this can be very, very hard when it's comorbid and combined with alcoholism, because not only that, then it gets you fearful and concerned about their well-being. I mean, you can smell it on their breath. They're, kind of out of it. They're stumbling. They're just not there for you. This is what we call not emotionally available. And the covert narcissist, they're not going to communicate this to you, that they're doing this. This is part of how it is their defense mechanisms. It's their coping mechanisms. Yes, they want to be loved. Yes, you want to love them, but maybe you don't want to be like them. Maybe you want to distinguish yourself and not have to go through all that. So in terms of resensitizing yourself, I definitely recommend you getting the book by Pete Walker, Complex PTSD. He is a wonderful author. I recommend you getting books, understanding a little bit more of how it reacts within you, the freeze, fawn, sort of coping mechanisms, begin to get into a space in your day where you're not always using coping mechanisms, where you can begin to watch a video, where you can listen to a podcast, where you can do some painting, you can clean your house, and you're not feeling that down, depressed, I am miserable, I am awful. Start to really check into your feelings and check out of the negative feelings. So, really, really work on those, and you can refine these every day. So the exciting thing is that you can, with time and awareness, it's a simple awareness, you can shut down that lower vibration, that lower thought, that internal dialogue, and begin to catch yourself. As I say, it's that, that pregnant moment. It's that evoked stimulus moment where you're about to say, oh, I look terrible today. I don't feel good. You're about to, internalize the cut downs. And then here come the personal self cut downs. Begin to eliminate those from your vocabulary. Don't fall into that despair rut, that what I call nod thinking, negative orderly direction thinking. You see yourself in the mirror. Oh, I look awful. Change that up. I look gorgeous. I look handsome. I look all right. I look healthy. I look strong. I look well rested. I look refreshed. I look like I need a good meal. Begin to really become aware of the internal self-talk, that internal dialogue. That will set you free. This is the key, my friend, is really learning to enhance and get in touch with that self-dialogue and begin to correct it for yourself. And once you do it, you can kind of correct the past in your mind. You can review things where you were using a lot of defense mechanisms. You were going off the deep end, either in sorrow or you couldn't continue. You couldn't focus. You couldn't go for a workshop, a job, because you felt that, you couldn't fit in there. Give yourself a chance to say, I fit in. I fit in right in here in life, and I'm doing a great job. Tell yourself these things. You can do it, because your word is law, and that's where you need to liberate. That's where you need to grow from. You need to instigate those positive feelings and get things organized and mechanized and break that old pattern. The covert narcissist will cause that sort of that withdrawn sense, and then you feeling pulled down with them. And so you have to make the choice. It's a personal choice to say, that's who they are, that's how they're going to be. I'm going to let them be, and I'm not going to worry about their wounds. I'm not going to worry about their evolution. All I have to worry about is my evolution and my growth and what fits me. And as you do that, and you give yourself that permission, then you can begin to follow your interests. Then you can begin to say, now that I'm liberated, I've always wanted to. And then write 10 things down that just come out of nowhere. That is really the key of healing, is these blurbs of truth moment that trickle up to the surface. When we ask you these questions, you'll begin to liberate the hidden truth within you. Because living with a covert narcissist is to commit to kind of being hidden, hiding your own truth. And you don't, hiding your own truth is like, it's like your energy pill. It's, if you're hiding your truth, then you don't have that energy, spark, passion, flame. You're not picking up on things, solutions, feelings that you should be or can be doing. You say, nope, not me. I can't go there. I can't go to this event. I can't follow this interest because I am not enough. I don't have enough money. I mean, the excuses will run you rampant. I have to worry about this person. Who would I be if I didn't, follow this guy on Facebook? I mean, those are your self-limiting beliefs and your self-limiting statements. So now it's time to write things down. I really, really strongly believe in the power of writing, because once you see it written down, it's right there in front of you. It's concrete, it's real. And you can say, you know what, I do want to go to that movie in the park. I do want to go walking on that surf with my shoes off. I do want to go swimming. I haven't done this in 10 years. It's this liberated feeling that gives you the momentum that you need going forward. So let's go ahead and ask some of these open-ended questions for you. Now that I'm liberated from worrying about kindling the needs of others, I am really happy to be free to. And write 10 things down. Just write 1 through 10 and then write 10 things down. And it can be as simple as a walk in the park, get new spices, clean up my garage, go to church, go to the zoo, go to the museum, check out the art show. There can be a myriad of things that have caught your eye during your day, during your week, but you have not followed up on because you were feeling the apathy, you were feeling that sort of lower energy and vibration. So write them down now and then get your appointment book and then begin to plug these in, write these in, because otherwise you don't remember. If you're not going to be doing your healing right if you don't write these down. So I really want you to write down the answers, see it right there in front of you, and then begin to plug them into your appointment book. As you know, I really, really recommend having an appointment book. Even if you work 9 to 5, you don't have appointments all through the week, get yourself an appointment book because it'll show you what kind of time you have, what kind of weekends you have, what kinds of evenings, mornings, etc., and begin to get some structure. You need to, if you can visualize it, see it, and kinesthetically you're writing it in. Even if it's simple as I also recommend emotments, where you go and you feel, curiosity, being refreshed, you feel spirituality, you feel creative, you feel stimulated, you feel humble, you feel gratitude. These are your moments where you can plug in, where I'm just going to feel gratitude for half an hour. Write it in, and you'll see that you have command over your feelings. You're reconnecting your free will. You're repowering your free will. You're getting a better grip on things, and it can take you to the next level. I mean, this can be at all levels for people at all levels of their healing. This is a tool that I don't recommend you abandon once you're feeling good and secure. Repetition and experience will really take you to the next level. And now that I know that this individual is set in their ways, and I'm okay with that, I'm really free to. I give myself permission to become 1 through 20. Write 1 through 20. Do you see how much that hurts? Do you see how much that hurts to be able to say, I'm taking care of myself? I mean, just for people right now, you can say, I get it. I feel that. It is so painful to take care of yourself after you've been in a trauma bond, because your whole your emotions well up with how much you cared for this person, or how you thought it was gonna go in a specific way, and it just is not meant to be. It's a psychological, spiritual awareness, and say, I will really feel like I'm growing in doing what I'm meant to be doing and write 1 through 10. I really feel like I'm growing and I'm becoming who I'm meant to be and I'm supposed to be in all levels and then write 1 through 10. Write it out. If a lot of people say, oh, peace and harmony, I can just think it through. Well, I can kind of have a flash. Yeah, I really, I'm at my best when, all my ducks are in a row, my house is super clean, my diet is this. Yeah, but what else? There's something else there where you should be taking yourself to really feel that you're, in like child's play, still playing in life and not just protecting yourself, not just caught up in your defense mechanisms, where you're actually having the fun, you're actually doing it, you're actually doing the thing. You're not, you're taking your life to that next level. What is it for you? And oftentimes it hurts, it might just be, well, to feel good. Well, then let's feel good, then feel good for that moment, but take it to the next level and begin to write these things down. The covert narcissist will not, have you in a specific growth pattern. They'll have you in another growth pattern. So it's important to distinguish that, almost like 2 different types of coffee, 2 types of fabric, 2 types of colors. I mean, it'll color your life. It'll bring you surprises when you begin to write these things down, and you'll begin to have kind of like miraculous growth. Like miracle meaning like I didn't think anything good was going to happen today, and look what just happened. And then count your blessings and your miracles, and then just begin to expect them. Just begin to open yourself up and say, I deserve the good life. I'm going to get, I'm going to give to that. So you begin to give in and have permission to do that, and then you're making the changes energetically. And do this without need for validation or reporting to the covert narcissist. You don't need to report to them. You need to begin to report to yourself. The withdrawn aspect will hurt, and you can, if you want to confront them about that, if you feel that that would help to clear the air, but the past is the past. All we can do is deal with the present. So if you confront the narcissist, you're generally still trying to bring closure from the past. So we really want to liberate you out of that to the point where it's done. D-O-N-E, done. It's over. It is what it is, and I'm now on the right positive orderly direction, thinking, feeling, and doing and behaving, and I'm going in that direction. A lot of viewers want to sort of understand the why. Why did they not do this? If you can just explain to yourself, they were not capable. This is what, they are not there. They are not ready to either have a relationship or interact or communicate in this way. And if you feel it's your job to show them the error of your ways, the error of their ways, you might want to get a different job. You might want to say, what, that's a struggle that I don't want to ensue. That's a battle that is not yet to be won by me. I'm not going to pick up the baseball bat and go there. That to liberate yourself will liberate a lot of time and energy. If you can just begin to allow yourself to be. It sounds very simple, but it's very complex after you've been entangled and enmeshed with a covert narcissist. The lines are blurred, the standards are blurred, you don't know your needs. So going through these practices will help you to know your needs and embrace them. And say, I can do this. I can do this without faltering. I can do this with strength and dignity and grace. And the universe will support me. So it's a wonderful blessing to give yourself the permission. So you almost have to bless yourself, give blessings unto yourself, and so it is, and they will be given. And so I really feel that the viewers are really getting a handle on it, but I know we also have a lot of viewers who are still hurting very much. So begin to move through the hurt. Even though it hurts, move through it, and then you'll eventually move to the point where the hurt is gone. So, as they say, motion is lotion. My father had a great physical therapist that used to tell him, while he was in this physical therapy, motion is lotion. You can think of that also, energetically for your own emotions. Moving through your emotions is lotion. Motion through the emotions is lotion. So, in other words, you kind of get oiled up. You're no longer held back. You no longer feel rusty emotionally. You're able to meet people and not be intimidated. You're able to meet people that have anxiety, social faux pas. Eating an apple with juice on it and shaking hands with people. Little mishaps that you no longer engage in. Excuse me for one moment. Where did that go? I use these as I talk very much in my book about resensitizing yourself. I love these finger rollers. You can get these from Etsy, and this helps you to resensitize even all the way down to your fingertips. This is it's like a little spiral jobby guy. I don't know if you can see this. It's got 1,000 points. And you can just kind of roll this on your fingers. And this is a good way to kind of bring stimulation into your fingers. I do a ton of work on the computer, the mouse, moving things around, writing. And so this is so super cool. So I talk about how important it is to resensitize yourself. There are tools for you to be able to do this, but it helps you to detach and feel more within your own skin. You can use a palm stone. I love holding rose quartz. It brings a lot of positive energy to me. So I really flow with this type of feeling. A palm stone. It brings focus to you. You can also, study the meditation and the mindfulness. But this detachment is really crucial, and you can do this without the fear, without the fight or flight, without the anxiety. In fact, it's a good space for you to come to, because then you can become more decisive and communicate better and realize the good, the bad, and the ugly. In other words, going to battle with a narcissist is not a good use of my time. It's to try to change things that can't be changed. It's better to take a bubble bath, get a rubber ducky, and just, men or female, and just be delighted. Resensitize yourself. We'll go into more videos in length about resensitizing all of your senses. It really does help to break the pattern of the old you, the trauma bond, the one that was connected to always taking care of others. It helps you to really have some better feelings, and really that's what healing is about. It's about healing the feelings. And before we wrap up, I'm just going to leave you with one little nugget, and that is what I have said before in previous videos, is that wounded people wound, healed people heal. So surround yourself with people who can bring the healing. Bring it on. Bring on your own healing. This is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. And I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.